if anyone's got any other questions they want to ask anybody else on the panel, then now's your chance to do so. Otherwise, we'll move on.
I have a question actually.
Yeah.
So like we've been talking about, returning from cricket after like these long gaps because of COVID-19, right? Do you think a team with more, like, they're not old, right? They're like 30 plus, but like players who, their bodies have been gone through a lot. So do you think it's going to be harder for some of the elder players to come back versus some of the younger ones? Like, where do you think, fitness levels count for a team like Chennai, especially after the COVID like time? For me, like that's a big factor. I'm not sure that the Chennai players will match the fitness level they were even able to do last year because of the gap they've gotten.
Chennai does have like a lot of old players, but I think the old players have like remarkable levels of fitness, because if you see earlier old players, you would think of someone like Sehwag or someone like Inzamam Ullah who can't run, but like we have players like Dwayne Bravo. He's 36 or 37 and he's still one of the fittest. I'm sure Faf du Plessis is extremely fit as well, and we all know how fit Dhoni is. So I'm not sure that would be a very big problem.
Yeah, I think also another thing is, while fitness maybe might be a bit tougher for the older players to get back to full fitness, but I think on the other side of that, because they played so much cricket, the time off might take them less time to get back into the rhythm of the game in terms of batting and bowling, because they've been doing it for so long and they've had so much experience doing it that even a little bit of time out of the game, okay, not a little bit, like 5 months out of the game minimum, it will mean that they've not really they wouldn't lose that touch as much. Like it'll be quicker, it'll be easier for them to get back into it. That's what I feel. Ishan, any view?
No, I mean, I just had something to say about the pitches, because I think the pitches in Dubai are not that like pacer friendly. They're quite spin friendly, and the fact that like all IPL matches will be on 3 venues, the pitch is going to like deteriorate over time. So that actually might end up playing into Chennai's hands like over as the tournament progresses. So that might not necessarily be a bad thing for Chennai.
I agree. I think by the end, by like the latter half of the tournament, for sure, we've talked about this in other podcasts as well. Like the spinners are going to play a really important role because the pitches are going to slow down and they're going to, they're going to become more sprint friendly. I completely agree with you there. But I still feel that like at least in the initial part of the tournament, it's going to have to be high scoring for them to, defend, especially with the team they have now, because like Harbhajan and Suresh Raina, the extra bowling options aren't really there anymore.
For sure. Okay.
How do you think team morale is going to be affected with the whole controversy surrounding Raina's departure from the team suddenly, as well as Harbhajan Singh? And I think 12 or 13 of the support staff had to be quarantined because of COVID. And as a result of that, CSK didn't train for a couple of weeks. So do you think that's going to affect anything, or like Dhoni's going to take care of that?
Lack of training might affect them a little bit because they get less training than the other franchises. Like Delhi and all have been training for a longer time, obviously. But I think maybe if anything, like people testing positive and all will probably bring the team closer, because like of the pandemic that's going on, and like people, it's such a big deal, and the fact that it's touched them personally, like the team, I feel like it might increase the team morale actually and make them even like a tighter knit unit and want to achieve this, even in some way to achieve this for Raina and for Harbhajan who aren't coming.
I mean, I also think this is the team that's all about making a comeback. This team had the best morale it ever had after having a 2-year ban. Like, I think this team knows something about going through like a rough time in terms of organization and structure and then bouncing back from it. And they're also all like, they're old, they're like experienced. They like, for them, like, they've gone through their own like international team drama. I doubt many of them are like, okay, Raina left. I doubt like it really affects them that much.